I've got too many bills.
If you need funds, you can apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and have the money in your account as soon as the same business day.
Okay, got it. Applying now.
They've been helping hardworking people cover emergency expenses since 2004.
Hey, look, I got it.
You've got this.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See cashnetusa.com for more details.
Pacifico is a Mexican lager brewed to be discovered. It's like fresh tracks on a powder day. Like that uncharted trail a stone's throw away. Like the perfect wave on a sunny day. Pacifico. Find your own way. 21 plus. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where best friends recap romance novels and other kissing media while delighting in translation issues and marveling at Nick's choices.
Stack our shelves with the clinches out. Shout from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, don't forget that this week on Patreon and our Apple Podcast subscription, Rebecca and I are recapping Dream Fever by Karen Marie Monning for Sabrina. It's an absolute blast. I'm really excited to shout out some more amazing patrons. So, hello, welcome, You're the Tits, Destructo the Mad, Naomi P, Isa G, Emily R, Amy R, and V Johnson 0707. When we left off yesterday, Nick had an internship with a super hot, smart lawyer lady who their parents want to marry off to each other, okay? Noah is roommates with a mysterious woman who scares the absolute stuffing out of Nick, and good on her. Jenna and Lion are still navigating class issues through caviar and garage sex, and Noah doesn't want a pity suggestion to live with Nick, okay? That seems reasonable. That's where we're jumping back in. Okay, so remember how Noah warned Nick about having to go back to her house to pick up more of her belongings? Do you remember that, listener?
Yeah, yep.
Well, it's time. And when she walks in with a bunch of cardboard boxes, there is a full-on formal dinner between her parents and then Nick and Sophia, the hot intern, and her parents. And everybody's in, like, formal wear.
Yes. She was not invited.
No. When she walks in, they're flirting over a piano, a grand one.
Yes.
You know? Like, what are you doing, Nick? Why? What? He doesn't tell her at all this is happening.
He never mentioned a dinner. Never. Okay? Her mother never mentioned a dinner.
He didn't even mention cocktail hour.
He didn't.
Like, the fuck? So she's understandably real... She's got her hackles up.
I would have.
Yeah, you had your hackles up.
I would have been pissed as... I was hot watching this. Like, Gary was asleep at this point, but I still looked over at him. Like
if you ever...
I did. I did. He lucky he was asleep. I still look over at him like he did something.
Oh my God. So then they do that like super cheesy, corny, like laughing while telling work stories at dinner kind of situation.
Oh God. And it's super awkward because it's like they're purposely telling stories that she has no idea of course, that she can't relate to, and she feels completely left out because
and makes them look like a great team.
Yes, like
they've got
all
inside
the
jokes,
in common, right?
Yep.
And he is sitting right next to her, close, and is feeding completely into this and just ignoring her.
Yeah,
I'm like, Nick, you can't possibly be this obtuse.
Right?
You can't possibly not understand why this would hurt her and see what your parents and her parents are up to.
Right.
You're not that blind and stupid. You're not.
They're fully talking about them like having babies together one day.
Yeah, that was the conversation.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's sitting there.
She's sitting there trying to just cut that steak for her dear life.
Oh. Like that steak did something to her.
Yeah.
And the butler and the maid are standing there like,
yeah.
Like they're like
this is an absolute mess.
Yes.
Look at the mess we get to witness.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yep.
At one point, they low five. It's great.
They did when Noah showed her ass.
Yeah.
They did a low five.
Oh, yeah, because it finally gets to the point where she just screams across the table. I'm living in an apartment at the university, but Nick asked me to move in with him. What do you think about that, Mom? And everyone is really confused because, why would step-siblings do that?
And his face looks like, yes, you look like the disgusting, cheating boyfriend that, in my eyes, you are. That's been busted. That's what you look like. His whole face looked like that. And she gets up and she storms off. And they're trying to make excuses for her, she's young, or whatever they said, to make excuses
they
for her.
say specifically, because I also clocked this.
Her father.
Yes. So it's the anniversary of her dad's death. Don't mention anything else. No kidnappings, no attempted murders. Don't mention it. And then the mom says, and she has nightmares, which is apropos of nothing.
Yeah, but it was what disgusted me about her saying that was, number one, those folks don't know her like that. And you're just throwing her trauma out there for chum.
Yeah.
For them to, they don't know her. That's not their business. That's your daughter's business. And that's private to her. And you're just throwing that out there for them. And you're using her father's death as this weapon. I mean, it's she was just terrible.
And she's not even giving them the whole context. So it seems like she's also she has nightmares. They're not related at all. She's just a Looney Tunes that they're dealing with.
Yes. She's just emotionally unstable. That's what she's doing. And I'm like, damn, do you not care for your daughter at all? Or are your wants and needs and your appearances and your status just more important to you? They take precedence over your daughter's mental health.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a big ass yes. Yeah. And what's Nick doing? Just sitting there.
Oh, no. Nick is then showing his ass because he says out loud to the table, nightmares? I never noticed. And everybody's like, I'm sorry. Why would you notice?
Sorry. Why would you notice?
What, do you sleep with her?
Do you sleep
Sophia's
in the
mom
says? That is the question of the hour, isn't it?
Yeah. And then Sophia looks over and she's like, their family's really close.
They're very close. Bitch, do you know how stupid you sound?
Biblically, question mark. What? Okay. So he follows her all the way to her dad's grave, and she basically confronts him about his many lies of omission and blatant, just straightforward lies and lies of omission.
And she gives him the perfect opportunity.
Yes.
To come clean about Briar. The perfect opportunity. But what does he do? He says, nope, nothing else to tell.
Yeah, he says, she says, one more
honest.
lie and we're over. Is there anything you want to confess? And he says, no.
Nope. I was like,
and
I'm done.
the best part is that this was good acting too. Because you can see Briar's visage cross over his face, you know? And then he's like, no, nothing at all. That's what he says.
I was like, I'm done.
I know. Okay, and now I'm wondering if this is a translation thing. Because her dad's gravestone says the weirdest thing in the world on it. Did you know what it is? Or do you want to know?
Yeah.
Etched onto her dad's gravestone is, your absence will follow me while I sleep. That sounds like a curse. Like you're putting a curse on someone.
It sounds like a threat.
Yes. Your absence will follow me while I sleep.
It sounds like you will never escape me no matter what you do. I will follow you into your sleep and your waking hours.
Yeah. And like, there's also no indication of like whose voice it is. Like, is it the man in the grave saying that, or is it the person standing at the grave? It's definitely the person standing at the grave.
Right.
Why would you put that on a gravestone?
Right. That is the oddest thing. Were there no like applicable scriptures available? None.
Sure.
None?
Sure. With something that says like, was a bad dude, Jesus forgave.
Not even
or
Jesus
something.
Wept. Didn't go with that one.
Right?
Okay. That one was there.
Oh my God.
Yea, though I walk through the shadow.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
It's just like you don't need pleasure, you need trembling.
That is exceedingly ominous.
Yeah. Like,
that
whose
does not
idea
sound like
was that?
love at all. Probably her mother's.
Was that the mom's idea?
Probably. That sounds like something just...
Did she want an excuse later on to be like, my daughter's not crazy, she just has nightmares, you know?
That does sound like a nightmare. Like that sounds like a nightmare.
Your absence will follow me while I sleep. Like, what? And there's a knot on the gravestone, and so he remembers her knot tattoo, and he's like, you got the knot tattoo for your dad, even though he tried to kill you? She's like, you got a tattoo over your mom, and she abandoned you. And then they start a very convoluted knot narrative metaphor that happens for the rest of the movie. About being tied in knots and like untying your knots together or separately and like overcoming your knots and like what's the strongest knot to tie.
Yeah,
and
it was a lot.
Yeah. But basically she turns around and she's like, she says, when you tie yourself all up in knots, this is verbatim, you'll get hurt breaking free or you'll get trapped there forever. And her whole thing is like, we need to confront and just like come out with what we're doing and face the consequences or like stop doing what we're doing. Because this middle ground is bullshit.
I agree with her.
I agree.
Like, either you're going to stand in your truth or you're going to break up.
Yes.
Because y'all have been here long enough. And the fact is, you're both adults. Like, come on.
Yeah. So her answer to this, because it's a cut scene, all right? Her answer to getting the truth and finding the courage to face what happens, that's also verbatim, is to reach out to Nick's mom and get her side of the story by inviting her into the mansion. So I have so many logistical questions about this.
I do too. Like, why the mansion? Why not your dorm room? Why not meet at a restaurant or the park?
Well,
like, why?
I understood that part because as she walks in to a house she's never lived in, I guess she might have been familiar with the desk from like 10 years ago when they were together or whatever. But she says the middle drawer has a false bottom. You'll find everything you need in there. It's like all the paperwork from their divorce. It has pictures of the private detective pictures of her cheating on the guy.
Oh, that was a shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, kinda, yeah. But the weird part...
You suspected that her mother was cheating
Oh, no. That was a shock. That was absolutely a shock. Yeah. No, but this doesn't make any sense, though, because it's the divorce papers, it's paparazzi shots of her being bad, and then it's also incriminating shots of him proving that he had an affair with her mother. Why would that be in there, Naima?
Yeah, like, why would they both be together? Like, you would think
that's not something you keep together.
Why would he keep that? Why would he keep that, period?
Why would he have that, period?
Yes.
Is another question I have.
Wouldn't that be something that she would have?
Yes.
Not him?
That she would present to her? Hello?
Yeah.
Let me get this out of my pocketbook? What?
Yeah, it's like, it makes more sense for her to have hired a private eye to follow him and get those pictures, and she would have those. Rather than, why does he have those?
No,
and
listen,
why would he not have burned them?
Yes.
Like, why? Why are you keeping those?
It's all in the most convenient folder that she knows the exact location of.
Like, she knows exactly where it's at. How? How do you know that he didn't move them in all these years?
This was bananas to me.
Yeah, it was convenient.
Anyway, yeah, we find out that she wasn't the only one cheating. He was also cheating with Noah's mom.
Yes, which that was a shocker to me.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Meaning, yeah. Which makes her mother looks worse. Like, you are such a hypocrite. Like,
such a hypocrite.
You're being so judgmental of, like, Noah when your hands are not clean.
Yeah,
like,
glass houses, ma'am. That shit's gonna shatter around you. Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
and you're talking about her father, ma'am.
Wow.
Where were you?
So she also takes this opportunity, the mom, to pilfer his toothbrush. And she knows it's his because his toothbrush has white bristles and her toothbrush has pink bristles.
I said, they made such a point of I was like, okay.
It gets mentioned out loud twice.
Twice? To make sure we understand. That's how she figured this shit out.
It was color-coded, listener. Okay. Viewer, if you don't catch this, it's another subtle plot point. It's fine.
Which is, I mean, that's not how that works in my house, but okay. Because in my house, it's whichever toothbrush the dentist gave you. And any given time, Gary could have pink and I'll have blue. So
absolutely. It's whichever one came out when I shoved my hand into the giant basket I have at the back of my closet.
That's
that I can't even see into unless I unpack the whole closet.
That's right.
I just reach in there and root around until I feel something that's toothbrush shaped.
Take it right out.
That's right.
But she was acting like that thing said his and hers on it.
Yes. Mr. and Mrs. It said on the toothbrushes.
I was like, okay.
Okay. So now, then when she comes back down, the English dub says that she says, "Believe me, I'll keep fighting for custody of Nick until my last breath."
I caught that. I'm like, he's a whole 23, though.
You cannot have custody of him anymore.
You cannot have custody of him.
He has his own custody. Unless he is, unless the police have custody. But those are the only two things.
I caught that too. I was like, huh?
But I think this is going to make you feel better or worse, Naima, because the Spanish translation captions said, "Believe me, I fought for Nick's custody with all I had." That makes sense. I don't need the words to match their mouths if the words are not correct.
Yes. I was like,
nuts.
Whoa. That made zero sense. That was a head scratcher. I was like,
I had to rewind it like 3 times.
How that works. I don't think that's how that works.
The fuck she said? What? How delusional is she?
That man is a whole independent on his tax returns.
He is his own household, ma'am.
That's right.
According to the government of Spain.
That's right. Oh, God.
Okay. So then she says he'll never forgive me for helping you because she wants Noah to give him a letter that has like explaining everything, right?
Yeah.
That like the grandpa blocked her and like, you know, blackmailed her with whatever to make sure she didn't get Nick and like blah. And so the mom's like, don't tell him it was you. Just like sneak it to where he'll find it, you know?
Yeah.
And Noah's like,
I also think that Noah should have minded her business.
yeah.
I don't think this was her place.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, but she's in the like, let's find the truth and the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
But at that point, don't be worried about him never forgiving you for helping her.
Exactly.
That's part of the chips falling.
Exactly. That's part of the consequences. And you should have foreseen that. But
you got to find that courage you mentioned.
Yeah. Because I just think like, listen, this is before you. This is like history that's so convoluted. And you got to wonder, why did she come to you? Like,
yeah,
there's an agenda that she's probably not being completely honest about.
Yeah.
So.
And why is Nick so vehement about cutting her out of his life?
Yes. And you've tried to ask him about it and he doesn't want to talk about it. So like respect it.
Yeah.
But like you said, if she decided to get involved, so she had to foresee like the consequences. So
right. I mean, and that's blatant when she's like, hey, remember how I said we should tell each other everything?
Yeah.
I think that's like super overrated. Like, what a dumb.
That's right.
That was in Cosmo. I read it one time, and like now I just don't think it was right.
Because I think that issue was outdated. And of course, he's like, I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. Excellent.
Makes sense to me.
Wow. I've never been more on the same page with you than I am right now.
I feel so close to you.
Let's face it. Our world is a hot mess.
So we're setting out in a rocket ship
to explore queerer pastures. I'm Chris Renfro.
And I'm Finn Argus.
And every week on our show, One of Us with Finn and Chris, we're going on a new
fully sound designed adventure. Part interview, part improv,
and always full of plot twists.
Join the Best Friend Force every Tuesday from Good Get Productions.
Wherever you go, there's one of us.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
So she goes to his office to like sneak that letter onto his desk or something. Turns out Noah's the worst spy in existence.
Oh my God.
Can't handle it.
I don't know if that's good or bad that she's such a bad liar.
I know. She's really, it's impressive almost how bad she is.
It's incredibly bad.
And we find out that Nick's little sister, Maggie, still lives with the mom and like the new husband or whatever.
Right.
And so we find out that they are divorcing and that the husband is going to like try to crush her in the divorce.
Right. Which it's like, oh, man, you must be trifling. Like, 2 men hate you?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you must be real trifling.
And you know what I loved though? I loved in that scene, because I went back and rewound it to make sure both of the things said it. She says, yes, I was unfaithful to my first husband and my second one. And like, that's why he's divorcing her.
Damn.
So shady. Yeah, right?
I know.
Golly.
I mean, at least you're like, you owning this shit, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so he rips up the letter. He's like, fuck that. No, absolutely not. That's my mom's handwriting. It's triggering and it will be destroyed immediately.
But Sophia she stepped in and took credit for bringing in the letter.
Yeah, so Noah didn't get blamed.
Yes. And at the time, I thought she had an ulterior motive for doing it. Turns out she didn't. She really didn't.
Sophia's just nice.
She is.
She's just a nice, uncomplicated person. At least right now. Who knows what's going to happen in the third movie? You know what I mean?
Right. But she's obviously in love with him. Though.
Yes.
But she did not have an ulterior motive for that. I honestly thought we was going to find out she did have one for doing that. But
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So Nick takes Noah on a romantic dinner. And he gets her the ugliest dyed blue roses I've ever seen in my life.
There's no roses.
How does one make a rose that blue?
They are not
Is
natural.
It dipped?
I know.
Because it's not even
natural.
the one. No, it's not even the one where you like put dye into the water and the rose sucks it up and like gets a little blue. It's not even that. It is just bright blue.
I was like, what did you do?
Like, are they airbrushed? How did they do that to these roses?
And why?
And I tried to be like, is blue like a significant color for?
Did we look that up?
What's her name? I mean, I went through the first movie just like, skipping scenes or whatever. I couldn't find anything.
Well,
so I don't know.
No reason to do that to those roses.
That's right. Like they were perfect as they were,
Any color would have been better than that. Like
honestly.
Oh.
So anyway, and then he reveals that he got her Eris Mio on his wrist tattooed.
Okay.
I loved that.
Now, call me crazy. Maybe it's because I love tattoos. I thought that was so romantic.
Yeah.
She shut that shit down.
Oh my God, she's pissed about it.
She gets pissed about the oddest things, though.
Agreed.
I thought that was incredibly romantic.
Yeah.
And this is from me thinking he's like an asshole through a lot of part of his movie. But I thought that wasn't one of them. And she just...
This is like the one good thing he did.
Yes. And she was so pissed. And I'm like, why? Why? Explain it to me. Because I don't understand why you are getting this upset over that kind of gesture, because he's basically saying you're a permanent part of me.
Out loud and proud. Like you want to be.
Yeah. Yes. And he's permanently marking.
He's announcing to the world, anybody who sees his wrist.
That's a conversation piece where he can say and explain about you. He's marking his body permanently for you. In other words, saying you're a permanent part of his life. Like,
yeah.
And
wild.
You're mad. Why?
So she's like, no fucking way. That's forever. You're going to regret that, verbatim. And then he says, I didn't do anything new. You've been tattooed on my heart for a long time.
The lines. That was so cheesy.
The Spanish closed captions, though, said you've been tattooed on my skin for a long time. So I thought that was great. Both of them are great.
Yeah, I love the skin one, maybe because it's just better than the heart one.
Yeah. It's less
I like
cheesy.
Skin better. Yeah, it is less cheesy, right?
Plus, the skin is the biggest organ in the human body. So
it's like you're engrafted into me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he goes dancing with her. They sway side to side on a wooden floor in front of some people with instruments is what they do. And
even though the music sounded DJ'd, but okay, we'll go with it.
It's so good. It's so good. And then he reveals the real reason he took her on this romantic dinner.
Oh, no. Can I just say this? Let me just say this, and pray Gary doesn't hear this podcast. But this was such a classic married man move. Okay,
honestly,
this one Gary will say, I want to spend the day with you. Okay,
Ooh.
I want to spend a day with you. I want to take you on a date. I want to take you. You want to go to a movie and a dinner? Yeah, sure.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool.
Well, how thoughtful.
Sure. Go to the movies, spend time together. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the football game and to hanging out in the yard at Miles, and then we got something else with the brothers on Sunday, so my weekend's booked, so I just wanted to take it. That was such a married man move.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Because I'm going to be gone like ghost for the next few days. So I want to appease you now. So you can't say I don't spend time with you.
It's so good. Honestly, it's so good. Yeah, that's exactly. And so he tells her that he has to go on a business trip to London with Sophia and only Sophia.
Yes. Like, this isn't a setup.
Right?
Come on.
Parents are still scheming.
Yes, and they're still so subtle about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then she says, this is when she says, maybe I don't like this total honesty thing. Maybe the truth is too complicated. You'd think being an adult is about doing what you want, but it's actually about doing what you need. This 18-year-old fetus, Naima.
She's got some wisdom in her.
Oh, it's rough over here.
As the old folks say, she been here before.
Yeah. So then they're laying in bed later, and she says, I have this weird feeling that we're saying goodbye.
Foreshadowing.
And he takes this super literally in a way that was not reasonable.
No.
Frankly, Nick, not reasonable.
No.
Not the correct conclusion for sure. Because he says, oh, I'll only be gone for a few days.
I'm
and then he skips over it totally. And he says, oh, you should stay in my apartment while I'm gone.
I'm like, you just don't. You take a breather, take a beat, and think before you speak. Like, just take a beat.
It was wild. And Noah, you can see she's so fucking exhausted with this literal mess. She just can't. She will not. She's not going to explain it to him.
She can't. She is literally at, I can't.
I won't. I can't and I won't with you.
That's
okay.
Right. She has arrived there.
It's fucking bedtime for sure now. God.
She's exhausted.
I cannot listen to your dumb words anymore. You dingus. Oh my God. So then then Nick and Sophia are at the airport and they've got the most obvious stalker photographer in the world. This man is like just clicking like 6 feet behind them.
How do they not hear it? Not just see it, how they not hear it. But this is the point. Gary woke up at this point. I said, so he's back at it. So this is when I say to Gary, I bet you they were hired. I bet you he was hired. Somebody hired him to take these pictures. Because it was so obvious.
I mean,
so obvious.
Yeah, this is a PI photographer for sure.
Yeah. And then this is the point where Gary asked me, oh, what happened with the black guy? I will not do this with you. I'm not gonna break this down to you.
Put the clues together
like 45
for
minutes.
Later.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I told him nothing.
Good for you.
We're not going to do this, sir.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Okay, so then I do that to Michael all the time. I'll be reading on the couch. I'll be reading like a romance book, and then something interesting finally will happen on screen, and I'll be like, "Oh, what's her deal?"
You're Gary.
And then Michael has to try to put like 3 hours of political intrigue together for me with people I've never seen before as side characters.
Michael's better than me because I'll be like nothing. And then
you should hear the heavy sighs.
The sigh. And then he gets annoyed when he gets so offended when I'll just go like this. I'll pause and go. He goes, no, never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm over here totally fine. I don't need any more information. I'll put it together myself, is what I say.
That's right. Piece it together. Context clues. Here we go.
It's so funny. Oh my God. Okay, so then Mom shows up at Nick's apartment to confront her about like her hissy fit at dinner is what it was.
Right.
And like their relationship in general. And Noah very reasonably says, now that I know you were fucking around with your current husband before he was divorced, you can't tell me shit, you fucking hypocrite.
Listen, I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was waiting for her to drop that bomb. And her face, her mother's face when she said it, I was like,
it's really good.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. I was proud of her for dropping that bomb.
Yeah, same. So then, and what I loved, though, is that her mom tries to do like a big inspire on her by being like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
She literally like grabs her by the arms and she's like, you had so much potential when you were bleeding out of my womb. That is also not Melody fanfic. She says that out loud.
I was like, is that what she meant to say? the mental image I have. Did she say? From your bleeding vagina?
It was so funny. Yes. She was like, I always knew you were going to do big things. I knew it by the way the placenta stuck to you. Like, what? Man, that doctor had a hard time cutting the cord, and that's what told me. Ma'am, what are you talking about? Oh, I got the inhaler out. Yeah. Yeah. I feel so accomplished. Okay. And then she says like, oh, and this fucks with the timing a lot, but we can't pay attention to that. Because she looks at her mom and she's like, who were you with? Who were you fucking in that luxury hotel while my dad was actively stabbing me?
Yes. I was like, dang.
I know. It was great. It was great. And she says, that makes me feel... Yeah. And she says, this makes me feel free to love anyone I want, unconditionally. Listener, really quick PSA, and I know I've said it before, but like, don't love anyone unconditionally unless they're your child.
Yep.
You know, and even then there should be some boundaries, you know?
Yep.
Don't love anybody unconditionally. I don't want unconditional love. I want, like, they should earn your ongoing trust and admiration, you know?
Because nobody is perfect. Like,
no.
you gotta have boundaries. Like, you gotta, and there should be some things that you're willing to have that people can't violate.
Right.
So,
right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
there should be
why
some
you can't
standards.
love unconditionally. Yes. Yeah. Can't be a doormat.
And I don't want to be a D-bag to somebody all the time and then have them stay with me. Like,
exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
This unconditional love thing drives me crazy.
Me too. Because that sounds so good. It sounds so good, but when you break it down, it is absolutely not a good thing.
No, it's like
the only person who
abuse.
loves me unconditionally is God, and you know.
And even then, you gotta crawl sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and I know he's tired of me.
Sure. Yeah.
Somewhere my guardian angel's on a smoke break. Like, smoking a fat blunt. Like,
he's looking over at Seraphim, being like, you should hear what Naima did today.
That's right.
I cannot believe this.
I can't.
But like, which eyeball do they look into, you know? Because angels have so many eyeballs.
So many.
How do they know which ones to look in? I don't know. I feel like that'd be tough.
With me, they need all of them on me. They need all of them.
There we go. I hope there's some on the back of your head, too.
You're going to need all of them. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Don't. No. Okay. So then he's in London and he meets with his grandfather. This is when we meet evil Empire grandfather.
He's like such a lech.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he give that? Like,
oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, he looks over at Sophia and he's like, that is a picture of perfection.
Just lech.
Gross.
Yeah.
Grosser. Yeah, but he tries to find out if there was anything more complicated about the Breyer situation, other than his grandfather telling him to disappear to Mexico for 2 years without much explanation. And Nick is like, this is the first time I've thought maybe it might have been more complicated. Is there anything else, you know, to this story? And the grandpa's like, don't you worry your pretty little head. Don't. You can worry when you're the king of the castle. Yeah.
That's pretty much
when you're in charge, you get to know stuff like that, but not now.
He's like,
yeah. Oh my God.
All he did,
and that's just acceptable to Nick. He's like, yeah. Truly.
You're right.
Little chin pinch or cheek pinch. Yeah. Then he texts her to ask the only thing he texts her is, "Are you still in my apartment?" And she lies and says yes.
Yes. And then he asks about the cat.
Yeah. Well, and meanwhile, we're watching this happen through Briar's eyes because she can see these texts popping up on a laptop that's open.
Yeah.
So Briar's being real creepy, and she's got a little glint in her eye. And it says, like, okay, well, take care of the cat. Like, be sweet to the cat or whatever. Then we cut to Briar making a very meat stew. It's so meat.
It's the way she looked at the cat who, came in at that moment, and I just knew that cat was a goner. I just knew the meat she was cutting up at that moment was cat.
Yeah, and especially since they also had her, talk to herself in a very stable way. Oh, Briar, we're just here to make sure that Nick gets buried 6 feet under, Briar. That's what we're doing. Don't rise on the prize, girl. She's saying to herself, what? And then thankfully...
It was so terrible.
Thankfully, she drops some chicken on the floor, and the cat is fine. The cat's fine.
We was like, oh.
It's just chicken.
It's just...
Yeah.
He's safe.
There wasn't an unsanctioned butchering in that apartment. It's fine.
All pets are safe in this movie.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I was like, woof.
I was going to be like, you need a trigger warning for that. That should be like sexual content, alcohol, murders a cat.
Yes.
You're going to warn me about cursing, but you're not going to...
Yes! Right after sexual content.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, then we're back in London, okay? And he's talking to Sophia, and they're talking about Noah. And Sophia's being really supportive. She's like, hey, get your head out of your ass.
Yes.
And, really work on your relationship, because, this is never going to be explained, but I have experience that when everybody wants to destroy your relationship, it usually doesn't end up well. Okay, Sophia, maybe we'll find out that backstory in movie 3.
But I was expecting her, honestly, I was expecting her to be a little catty, and she was not.
Yeah.
She was, I was pleasantly surprised. I really was.
Yeah.
And Nick was being a bonehead, just usual, par for the course.
Yes.
A part of me feels like he takes he was taking Noah for granted, her love for granted, or her being there for granted.
Yeah, he was doing the "she loves me unconditionally" thing.
Yeah,
so I'll just step all over her. It's fine.
Yep, that's exactly. She's going to be there. She'll be there.
Yeah. So, but then they get an email right then that says they did a good job on this tough case. And it's going to open doors wide for them in legal town. And then they get really excited, and he hugs her and he kisses her on the cheek, and then goes to get champagne. And she's got this I'll never wash my cheek again kind of look on her face.
And the paparazzi guy catches the kiss on the cheek and the champagne, them drinking champagne together, all of that. Again, I said to Gary, this is a setup. Somebody paid him to be there. I was thinking at that point it was the parents.
Same.
I was thinking it was the parents who did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Too obvious. Too obvious.
Okay, so now we get to when Michael really, really shows his predatory tiger stripes.
Oh,
because
gosh,
he's on his way home.
Comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. So he goes home, and he's so livid to find that she's not in the apartment like she said she was.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got simultaneously him vroom vrooming to her house as fast as he can, and her, because he does illegal races, I've heard.
First time we've seen him drive a car fast.
Yes, exactly. And meanwhile, she's drinking with Briar and Michael in her apartment. Yeah. And it's clear that, she's super toasted. Mm-hmm. That only lasts until she has to fight with Nick, though, so it's fine. That sobers her up really quickly.
He's
but
a
right now,
buzzkill, in other words.
yes, yeah. And Michael is very like, I'm going to put my arm on the back of the couch and like move your hair out of your whatever while your eyes are closed and you're talking about having the spins.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God. It was because conveniently Briar leaves her very drunk roommate with this guy.
Yeah. And this is when I thought, like, are they cahooting, you know?
Yeah.
Are they doing cahoots together? I don't know.
Because you would never do that.
No. Anyway.
Like rule of thumb.
Yeah. And so Noah sort of like unwittingly like gets out of his embrace and like dodges the kiss. And she's walking to the door being like, let's call it a night. I gotta go. And then at the door, he tries to give her a goodnight kiss. And she says, see you Monday. Bye. See you. Bye. This is not normal. Okay. And it's that moment that Nick walks up and sees this happen.
Yep.
And so he's like, what was that moment? And she's like, what moment? And he's like, that one where you had your vagina out in front of that guy. That one. That moment, ma'am. Where you were just like, here are my nipples. And she's like, that didn't happen. Okay, that didn't actually happen. And so they fight because he's being super reasonable and she's very drunk. So like it's a recipe for only good things, right, Naima?
Yes, yes. The best of reasonable conversations can only come out of this.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So surprisingly, they break up at the end of this conversation. Fuck.
Yeah, and it was Noah who did it. She's like,
I was proud of her.
We need to take a break. Yeah. Me too. I was so glad it was her who did it. Because, sir, you just came back from London with Homegirl, so.
And one of my favorite things about what she said is, like, it's not even fun anymore. Like, we don't even have fun anymore.
Yep.
And at least we had that when other shit was fucked up. But I love that reasoning of, like, it doesn't have to be dire. Nobody has to, like, do a thing that blows up the relationship. Like, this just kind of sucks all the time right now. And so why don't we not do it anymore?
I mean, it's
awesome.
serving me. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I like that, too. Very mature.
Yeah.
For an 18-year-old, too.
Now.
With your big old 23.
Right. Yeah, and Lion says that later. I'm pretty proud of him, like, too.
I got... Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's like kind of like he's like the side character, but it's kind of like he had a character arc too, like how he matured, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he tells Nick the truth too.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick tells her that did he tell her that?
Yeah, right now.
The job offer? He got a job offer to stay in London, to work in London. And Sophia did too. Or did he tell her about Sophia at this point? Okay.
No, but I think it's implied.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she's like, well, are you going to take it? And he's like, I don't know.
He says, I have a week to decide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then he turns it around. You're totally right.
He puts it on her to decide. I'm like, really? You put it on her to decide your life? Like, seriously, man up. Like, do you want to stay and fight for her? Or are you going to go? Because I think what she wants you to do is make a decision and choose her. Like, seriously.
Absolutely.
Like, I couldn't stand him in that moment, that he's really putting that weighty decision on her.
Yeah, he says to her, well, you better tell me if you want to be together by the time I'm supposed to make that decision. She's like, that's fucked. And then he just like mic drops and leaves. Bye. See you in a week. Oh, they decide to meet back up at the annual company gala. And then they're going to decide then.
Yeah. And she's like, hope you make it this time.
Yeah, because he was racing last time or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because they have an annual, super organized, illegal race that happens all the time on the same... Every year it's on the same day as the gala.
It's like, no wonder the police never catches him.
Right? Yeah. Like, the police just, like, can't see the flyers, you know, that are all over town. Yeah. So now we have a montage of the week they're broken up.
Yes.
Like, Noah's looking longingly into Michael's empty office, and Sophia is looking longingly at Nick, who's doing that suave businessman eyebrow at paperwork in the office. And then Noah sees an old post of Briar's that has a portion of Nick's face in it, like a Instagram post.
Yes. I
don't know if I'm face blind, but I would not have recognized him in that photo.
I mean, not me either. I mean,
yeah, okay.
But, you know, I guess if you're really young and in a movie that needs this moment, then
yes,
you will. You know, you would.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then we get a scene where Nick tries to catch up with Lion, and Lion's like, I don't want to talk to you right now because I'm poor, and you're not.
I got a little irritated with that. Like, we get it. Okay, right.
And Nick keeps on offering to, like, bail him out, you know? And he's like, I don't want your charity. So, like, don't punish me for being rich and not accept my charity.
Right. Like, okay.
That doesn't make
any
sense.
It. You don't have the funds that he does. Fine.
Right. So then Lion's like, no, but I've got a foolproof plan. We're going to dip out on the gala for just the amount of time it takes to win this illegal race that happens all the time on the same day as the gala. And there's a $15,000 prize. And that's what's going to save the garage. And so while the girls are, like, you know, distracted by getting their lashes put on or whatever, we're going to be doing vroom vrooms for money.
Long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll never suspect a thing.
Right. And then he says, well, Ronnie's going to be there because it's the exact day he also gets out of jail. And you know that you've wanted to have a chance to send him back to jail. And Nick is like, yeah. And I was like, doesn't everybody have to get caught then, though? Like, how are you going to get him put back in jail? If
for illegal racing?
I don't know. Look, it's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
It was a weird way to get him to sign on.
Yeah, that's your logic. I'm not going to question it.
Yeah.
Just say you want to beat Ronnie, but send him back to jail? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
What? How?
It worked out in their heads. I guess that's all that matter.
Yeah, and you know what, listener? Turns out it works in the movie, too. It was just real creative, so. And very dangerous. Very attempted murder, honestly. I was shocked by how that worked out. So Nick and Lion say bye to the ladies, and they're like, don't forget your lip gloss. We gotta go. And they get to the race, and then they're baffled and shocked and floored that there's one more racer that's signed up, and vroom, it's the ladies in their glam dresses.
Yes.
They're here now.
Those dresses were badass, though.
Yeah. They were like, skip the lashes. I look good without them.
Yes.
I have a race to get to.
In my gown and my heels.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I kind of loved it. I'm not going to lie to you.
I ain't gonna lie either. I did.
I loved it.
I did. I loved that they showed up because it was like, listen, you will never get one over on me. That's
yes.
And listen, she's bad as hell in that car.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I did too.
And then this
it was
felt like the first movie
circle.
again.
Yeah, exactly. It was like full circle from the first movie.
Yeah.
So I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't.
No, it was great. So now we get like a big race action scene, and like people are vrooming and people are dodging, and then other people are other people are putting their foot on the clutch and shifting, vroom,
and talking through the window.
Oh my God. And then 3 cars are lined up at 90 miles an hour, and they're just having a casual conversation.
Back and forth.
With the windows open. What even is that?
Me and Gary were laughing so hard.
What?
And at one point, somebody reached an arm through the window. I'm like, That's not how that works.
What are you doing?
I was like, I whipped around and looked at Gary at that point. We were just laughing. It was like,
well, and then Jenna tries to kill her boyfriend.
Yes!
Do you remember that?
Yes! Like, do you not want to be with him anymore?
Yeah.
And then she throws up.
Oh, God, yeah.
Remember that? I was like, that's so nasty.
It's so good, though, because it makes another person crash.
Yes.
No, but she takes out her phone as, like, revenge on Lion for doing this stupid thing instead of, like, asking her for money.
Yeah.
And she, like, camera flashes in his eyeballs at, like, 120 miles an hour. Jenna, that's attempted murder. At the very least, it's assault. I'm sorry. It's assault.
You're lucky this is a movie, because otherwise he would have flown into the side of a building. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's assault with a deadly weapon, period.
It really is. It's definitely attempted murder. Yeah. And then what about the scene where they're going through the traffic, like the cross traffic?
Yes.
Everybody makes it through,
totally fine.
Except that one person.
Everybody makes it totally
like,
fine.
No, ma'am. No,
no, not even close. Oh, it was so good. And then Briar is there, and Briar calls the cops on them to get them caught.
Yes, because the cops could not have figured out what was going on by themselves. No.
No, not in a European country that have CCTV cameras everywhere.
This is where I lost all sense of just time and space.
Yes.
And I said, fuck it, and I texted you because I could not hold it in any longer. What?
It was so good.
The cops joined the race, okay?
Oh my God.
The cops joined the race.
Uh-huh. They have not just an unmarked police car.
Not just an unmarked police car, okay?
They've got an illegal race police car.
I couldn't. You can't make this shit up, but you obviously can. Because you obviously can. Because at one point when they're going so fast and they're like lagging behind them, the cop in the passenger seat, the cop behind the wheel turns to the guy in the passenger seat, hit the nitrous.
Hit the nitrous. And so flames come out of that car. They vroom even faster up there. But then, Naima, the most real thing happened in the whole wide world.
Yes.
And that is that the car flamed out. The car flames out. They stop because government-funded nitrous is always going to be subpar.
Yes, like they just don't have the funds for the real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only going to go halfway. It's not.
Oh my God.
You know.
It's so funny. So funny. At one point, he calls her to be like, they took down the barriers. And so all the cars like, get out of here before there's an accident. And she says, would that be your first accident, Nick? Because she knows about Briar. And then Jenna in the passenger seat says, he and a redhead were in an accident years ago. I'll tell you all about it later.
Oh my God.
And she's like, oh, good. Yeah, please tell me about it later.
Shit. Jenna.
So now they decide non-verbally with nods.
Yes.
To box Ronnie in so that he has a near fatal accident with a police car, a real one, a marked one.
Yes.
And at that point she says, okay, sister sandwich. Which didn't even apply.
No, because he's not a sister. I got it, but
it's fine. Maybe it's like a sister PETA, you know, like she's the sister and it just wraps all the way around. Is that what she meant? I don't know. Sister burrito. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like, that doesn't That doesn't really work.
No.
But I got what you was going for.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So they like squeeze him on either side to the fact that even when he's pushing the brake like to stop because the cop car is like directly in front of him and he's trying to hit the brake to like stop and he can't because they have him boxed in. And at the last second, they peel off and he just slams into that police car and then his car flips over it and lands on his roof and just skids. And they peel off, and everybody's like, yeah.
They peel off and then they symmetrically stop. They do
stop. That spin. Yes.
Yeah.
And then this is the smolder.
Oh,
That's when the smolder comes
The smolder happens.
That's the only smolder we get.
And then Lion comes up from way in the back.
Yes.
Because Lion does not deserve to win this race.
No, he does not. He did none of the work, okay?
Lion's objectively the worst driver.
Yes. Out of all of them, he was never in front, okay? Ever.
Lion, how dare you look at your best friend and say you don't want his charity and then allow him to stop so you can win a $15,000 race? What is that to you?
Yes, you literally took his charity.
I don't...
He just let you win, sir. Like, he just let you win. No, like, she and he let you win. So,
yeah.
I don't know. That's charity in my book, but you call it what you want. He just slid across that finish line. And everybody's running at him like he really actually
like he did it.
Won this race. No.
You didn't do it, dude.
You didn't know. And then of course Ronnie's arrested. I'm not sure why he's arrested and nobody else is. Lion, Nick, Noah.
Well, they couldn't catch him, They just vroomed away too fast.
Yeah.
None of the other cars have bullshit nitrous, They have no chance at all.
Yeah, he got his wish. Ronnie went back to jail.
Yeah.
Don't you love when a plan comes together?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Then all of them drive their very ostentatious cars over to the gala, and they make an entrance.
Yes.
Nick arrives with Sophia. He invited Sophia as his date.
Sophia, I was hot. Oh. Do you understand me? Hot. Yeah. And I said that I was so hot. I was like, Gary, okay. You want your girl back. You do. Yeah. Because you want her to announce to you at this gala that she wants to get back with you and she doesn't want you to go to London. But you show up with the very woman that she's insecure and think that you want. Like, make it make sense. Like, where is your head? You're acting like you don't get this very ABC shit.
It's wild.
I want to punch him in his throat.
I know.
You're not this obtuse. I said that through the whole movie. You're not, like, you're in charge of major legal cases? It's scary.
Should not be.
Should not be.
Yeah.
I hated him. At that, I hated him.
Yeah.
And it only gets worse.
Tired of trying diet after diet without results? Mochi Health offers a long-term weight loss solution personalized to your needs. Our board-certified obesity doctors and registered dietitians provide expert guidance to help you succeed. Eligible patients can access custom-formulated GLP-1 medication at an affordable set price delivered monthly. Take our free quiz at joinmochi.com and use code AUDIO40 for $40 off your first month. That's joinmochi.com.
Well, and when she asks him about it, she's like, I knew you'd bring fucking Sophia. And he's like, well, her dad made me, so.
How does he make you, 23-year-old? How? How does he make you?
Because he wanted you to? Like, just say, no, thank you. That's all you have to say. No, thank you.
How does he make you? I mean, so now you have no balls? Is that what you're saying?
Guess.
Like, now I really don't want you because anybody can push you over. Like,
right.
He is so not the Nick from the first movie.
Yeah. And I love this because she brings Briar as her date. And when he says that he didn't expect that, she looks him dead in his beautiful face and she says, well, my mom told me to, so. My mom made me. So good.
And at this point, he still thinks he has this secret. So he doesn't know that she knows. So
And like she said it out loud to your face.
And he still doesn't think he
knows.
should tell the truth. Like, yeah, I mean,
I know.
But he still doesn't think he should open his mouth and tell the truth.
Yeah. So finally, they go up and she talks to Sophia at the gala. And they're really nice to each other, which I really appreciated.
Me too.
And Sophia is going to go to London for the job. Naima, can I just say really quickly that there's one person in this scene that stole the whole show, and it was Briar looking like $20 million in that dress.
Wasn't that dress great?
Oh my God. Her dress was
and the way she
bombshell
walked in it.
Oh, it is incredible.
She worked that dress. Oh,
yo, she's wearing this
beautiful.
Like backless silver drapey number.
Yes.
And it's just
stunning.
sex on us. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so good.
It was.
Yeah. And so he goes up to her and he's like, well, you know our week is up, right? And she says, day's not over till midnight. Are you going to London with Sophia? And he says, I have until midnight to tell them. No, you don't. You have EOD. EOB. End of business. Oh, my God. Yeah. And so he says, I have until midnight to tell him. And Noah's response was, well, I guess we should dance at midnight. And then until then, have fun catching up with Briar. These two make no sense at
None.
all.
At this point, I'm like, in this conversation, I'm like, you two just deserve each other. Just say the damn thing. Like, stop speaking in circles and be mature about it and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Just have a conversation. Oh, they got on my nerves.
Like, logistics
so bad
don't change because you're idiots. You know?
Yes.
Like, they needed that answer by 5 p.m. on Friday, and you fucking know it.
Why we got to wait until midnight? Just have this conversation.
What are you talking about?
We should have had this conversation before now, honestly. Before he showed up with Sophia. I mean, they were exhausting.
What, you're going to leave a message being like, would love job? What? And you're going to be late because if you're dancing at midnight, you're not going to be able to make a decision and then relay the decision to them by their not even close deadline.
And it's not adding up because you can't tell Sophia's father that you don't want to tell her no to taking her to the gala, but you're willing to tell your father and her father and the firm no to taking a job in London?
Yeah.
Doesn't add up.
No, you're right.
No.
Well, now we get horror movie Briar again.
Yes, walking around with the knife.
Yeah. So she struts back into the kitchen, grabs a knife like she means business, and then all she does with it is open a padlock because that's something you can do with a steak knife.
With a knife,
With a kitchen knife. She breaks a metal chain, like a thick boy, too.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll go with it.
I'm just going to...
Maybe
no
it should have been a recall.
I guess.
It should have been a recall on that chain. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and then this is something you texted me about. Tell them everything.
Listen, she breaks the chain, opens up the gate, and a person rolls up on her motorcycle. The person takes off their helmet, and it's Nick's mother, and she's just smiling, and she does the hair toss. And next thing we see is her and Briar walk into the gala, like arm in arm, and his mother is in this black sequin floor-length, form-fitting gown. And I'm like, the hell? How she get on that motorcycle and ride that motorcycle with that gown?
Was she riding the motorcycle side saddle?
Right. This makes zero sense. It makes zero sense to wear a ball gown on a motorcycle.
Especially, you know what? If it was like an A-line princess, poofy, whatever, fine. I'll fine.
Yeah.
But this is like a structural, tight all the way down to the floor.
Form-fitting.
Yeah. It was bananas.
Do they not have Ubers? They
I know.
Yes.
No, she had to be super badass on her motorcycle. So, look, this ends up
like,
being this big, giant...
I no longer am asking why.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So this ends up being this big, giant confrontation that they take out to the lawn. It can only happen on the lawn.
Can't make a scene. Yeah.
Yeah. And first she tells Nick, like, I fought for you and your grandfather blocked me. And the grandfather's like, don't believe anything she says. And then she says... She's like, this is what this is really about. And she hands the stepdad a paper. He unfolds it, and it's a paternity test saying that Maggie, their like 6-year-old, is his daughter, not her current husband's daughter.
Which
and
I was confused about
so then,
why this was important.
I was so confused. Yeah. Like, and then we had to talk about this, like, Bahamas vacation they took before the divorce.
Yeah, I did.
What are we talking about?
Right.
So then he's like, how did you get my DNA? And Nick is like, you broke into the mansion for the white toothbrush? And Noah says, it was me. I let her in.
I wouldn't admit it. Shit.
I would have been so quiet over there.
I know, that's a church mouse.
I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm not contributing. Y'all can handle this. This seems like not my business at all.
Look, Melly, this would have been me if I was Noah. I'd have been like this.
Looking just as horrified.
She broke.
Oh my God. Then he's like, you helped her? You ruined our lives, our families, and ours too. And us too, maybe. And then she says, like, no, this is the moment you need to have courage because you're the love of my life and I'm not going to abandon you. And then he says, this is worse than abandoning me. You stabbed me right in the back.
Okay.
Also, how did she ruin everything when she was not the one who had the child or did the affair or did the divorces or did anything like that?
All she did was try to tell you. I'm not sure how all of this is now her fault.
And really, all she did was find out the truth for herself.
Yes.
And then she tried to give it to you. You didn't want it. And so she respected your decision.
And okay, are you suddenly guilt-free?
Yeah.
So you're guilt-free of lying to her, right?
Oh, God.
So we're just going to ignore that because you're accusing her of lying, but you have been lying for way longer than
the
her.
Whole time.
But let's not talk about that. And she, like, I'm like, she didn't start any of this. All of this was going on way before she came into your life. She just found out. That's the only sin that she did was find out. And she tried to put you up on the truth, but no. Liar that you are, you rather stayed, like, in delusional land.
Right. Oh, it's bananas. And so she's like chasing him. She's like, Nick, don't leave me. Nick, I need you, blah, blah, blah. And then he walks into that ballroom.
Hold me back, Melody. Hold me back.
And he does the porniest revenge kiss on Sophia.
Unforgivable.
In front of everybody.
And it wasn't even a small peck. Full on tongue for a minute.
Make out. It was wild.
And in front of everybody. This is in the gala.
Yeah.
Like, unforgivable. Yeah. He meant to hurt her.
And, like, you're at your work job right now, Nick.
Yes. And he did it in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
He did it in the worst way possible with the person he knew would hurt her. The person he knew she was insecure about. And that's not the person you claim, like, how can you do that to a person you claim to love? So I'm like, fuck Nick forever.
I know. Yeah. And so she's like doing that really pretty crying thing. She's like, I'm so pretty when I cry even still. Come on.
Nobody cries that pretty.
And the driver that we don't talk about, but is a wonderful side character in the movies, he's like, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do or get for you? Or like, and she just says, it's over. It's all over. And then Nick leaves with Sophia. And I loved this so much. Sophia, I'm sorry, up until this point, Sophia is a girl's girl. Because as they're walking out, she looks at him and she says, you're fucking shit up so badly.
Yes.
And he said, maybe, but it's my shit. Like a petulant child.
Yes. How are you 23?
And then she doesn't go with him.
No, she does not. I mean, she has been, I'm telling you, such a girl's girl through this whole thing. Except she should have slapped him in his shit for kissing her. But...
Right. Yeah, that was tough.
I'm going to give her a pass because she does have feelings for him. So,
and
one,
she was
he
surprised.
took her by surprise. Two, she has feelings for him, so I can see why she didn't automatically push him off, but she did call him on his shit.
Yeah.
So, she's not a bad character at all. So, yeah.
No.
But he is a
I'm going to say
shit.
this right now. Okay, I'm going on the record right now. I will not accept a plotline in movie 3 in which they try to sell us on the fact that Sophia was like having a nefarious plan undercover the whole time. No. Sophia she's great. Period. The end. Don't try to come at me and be like, but she was mustache twirling the whole time. What, Naima? You would accept that? Naima's over there just sassily drinking her drink.
I'm just going to say that I could not go out like that. So I went online and did what I usually do, which is go find the synopsis of book 3.
What is?
And read what happened.
What is? What happened?
They end up together.
Who?
Sophia and Nick.
No fucking way.
Yes.
What?
It opens a year later. And Nick and Sophia are in a full-blown relationship.
I mean, I'm fine with that. That's not anything wrong for Sophia. Like, they broke up, period, the end.
I don't like that they're in a relationship. Now, I don't know if they're going to have her be like the quintessential mean girl, like plotting, having something going all, but how can you be with someone that, one, you know is in love with someone else?
Sure.
And two, you've seen how he treated that other person.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So I'm giving her side eye.
I mean, he dickmatizes so many people, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I've seen how he dicks down, and I ain't accepting that either. So,
yeah.
But I'm just giving her side eye about getting in a relationship with him, especially after she saw how in love with him that Noah was, and how he did her, and how heartbroken she was. And Noah did not end up with Michael.
No. Good. Frankly. But yeah.
So, in my book, it's Nick the Dick. So
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But
I'm with
they
you there.
end up together.
Wait. But not like in the HEA sense, right? Like they date, and then by the end of the third movie, they're not together anymore.
Well, I don't know how the movie is going to be, but when the book opens, they are like, in the HEA sense, at the end of the book, Nick and Sophia aren't together.
Wow.
But in the beginning of the book, and like the first third, fourth, 1/4 of the book at least, they are together. Because it's Lion and Jenna's wedding, and they come meet, and they're together. Because I think he's living in New York. They're living in New York, and Noah is living somewhere else. And so they're living separately, and they're in a full-blown relationship.
Wowza. All right.
Because, I could not let it go. I was like, I need to know what happened. I cannot go to sleep until I find out what happens in 3. I can't wait until October. I can't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't ruin it for me.
No, me neither. I'm not going to lie. There was a moment there, a split second, in which I was cursing your name a tiny bit. When this movie ended on a cliffhanger.
I didn't know.
And then I realized you didn't know you hadn't actually seen the movie.
No.
I realized it. Then I felt so much.
No.
Yeah, I felt so much empathy for what you were going to be going through, you know, at the end of this movie. And then I was like, yeah.
You should have heard me. You should have heard me. I'm telling you, I did that Fellowship of the Ring thing I did in the movie. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It ended like that.
It's wild.
I was so mad.
So, okay, let's get through this climax.
Literally. Maybe
not. Yeah. I don't think so.
It was
sad.
I don't think so. It was sad. Me neither. It was pathetic.
Yeah. So he drives off with Lion. Meanwhile, Briar gets in her ear, shows her the paparazzi photos that Briar hired the guy in London. Shows her the photos of, it looks like Nick and Sophia kissing very enthusiastically. We know it's not.
Right.
But it definitely looks like it. And she says they've been fucking for a while.
Briar was terrible.
And then she takes her keys out of her purse. She sneakily takes her keys out of her purse so she can't get into her house.
Yeah.
Which means that when she goes back to her apartment, she can't get into, I think, even the building. I don't know.
Nope.
And so she has to find somewhere else to go.
Well, she couldn't get in it. She didn't go in the front door. So.
Yeah. So then Lion talks some sense into Nick because he has had the most growth in this movie. Okay, it's Lion.
Yeah.
He's actually the hero of this story.
Yes, actually. I mean, full circle. Like, he really did. He had a whole character arc.
And he says, he's like, yeah, remember how I said, like, they're going to fly? They did. And turns out they're way more mature than we are. And I was like, Lion, look at you being so astute. Wow. Oh, because he's going to give his brother the garage and go work for her dad's company. And, like, you know, really embrace the wealth in the family and, like, work hard for them, basically.
Which he should. Like,
yeah.
That made perfect sense to me. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not a handout. It's a leg up.
Right. And so Nick, you know, rooms back to the thing to go and tell her that he regrets all of his bullshit, but she's gone. And then Briar comes over and is like, nanny boo-boo, she's maybe killing herself, I think is what she says.
Yes.
Like,
that's
really?
exactly what she said.
Yeah. She's like, she went home and she might be, like, doing something really drastic, essentially. And, like, shows him her scar.
Basically taunting him.
Mm-hmm. And before that, she told him that he didn't know, but she's pretty sure that the hospital, that she was pregnant during their accident.
Yep.
And the doctors told her she lost the baby in the accident, but she thinks that because the hospital was owned by his family, that the doctors or nurses terminated the pregnancy without her knowledge or consent. Yeah, so I think that's why she's mad. Like, she's been mad.
Yeah, that, and I think that, and I think that's why, because I think that's like the big secret. Because we knew she was committed, so that's not the big secret.
Yeah,
that's like the big reveal to us and to Nick. You know. So I really think that's the core of why she's mad, and that she feels like he abandoned her to all of that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because he did. Because his grandfather told him to, and
Sent
he did.
Him to Mexico, yeah.
So anyway, he books it out of there to try and get to her house and save her life, which is not in danger because she went to Michael's house instead to be like, it's pouring rain. I'm miserable. This feels like a safe place. But it's not, because... Yeah, Michael takes advantage of her emotional state and, like, comforts her, and then they do sex that she...
But here is the First of all, like, he takes advantage. He knows that she's upset and he takes advantage. But Nick is calling her, trying to get in touch with her to tell her, apologize and tell her he's wrong.
And he's apology texting.
Yes. And what does Michael do? He sees it's Nick. He sees it's Nick.
He sees it's the apology. He sees that he's trying to get back with her.
And he powers down the phone. I'm like, ugh. The men in this movie are trash. Except for Lion.
Absolute trash.
Trash. And that, like, just cemented, like, how predatory he is.
Absolutely.
He took such advantage of her.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Like, because if she was not in her depressed state, there's no way she would have slept with him. And he knows that.
If she wasn't devastated and looking for any comfort anywhere.
Yep. There's no way he would have been able to do that. Get that from her. Nope.
And the heart necklace that Nick gave her at the beginning symbolically falls off while they're doing sex.
Yep.
And then it just cuts to her regretting all of her choices in the bathroom mirror and just like hating herself.
Yep.
And it's really sad. It's really sad. And then he's like, your gown is sopping wet from the rain outside. Take my jacket for your walk of shame that you can now do even though you still don't have keys. I was
wondering that. I was like, she still can't get in the house though. Why is she outside?
I don't really understand. That's fine.
Yeah.
So she does. Okay. As she's walking up in a jacket, sopping wet, holding her dress.
Yeah. Just say I had sex without saying I had sex.
And Nick is sitting in the pouring rain because he's a goddamn drama queen. He's sitting on the steps, just getting buckets of rain on him. Because that's what he deserves after the way he acted.
Yes,
and he's not wrong, but but like, cool it a tiny bit, you know?
You are being dramatic.
Yeah. And I love this, though, because they say 0 words to each other. Everything is communicated in like her very slow approach and looking down and not talking to him and then looking up, making eye contact with him and then walking into her apartment.
Which suddenly is open?
Yeah.
But, okay. But that was a good scene though.
I mean, it was open because remember, he kicked the door down when he thought that she was in there harming herself.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I like is that she didn't fucking apologize.
No.
Even though I like the fact that she felt bad because she knew it was a bad decision for her.
Yes.
Like, she knew she shouldn't have done it for her because it was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
But she didn't apologize to him. And frankly, because she ain't have shit to apologize for.
Exactly.
No. I believe that me and Gary had a whole discussion about that afterwards.
Really?
Like, yes. Because I was like, good for her.
Wrong.
She didn't. And she should have got a lick back. But I would have rather she got a lick back from a place of strength and not that place of weakness, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what I regret. That's what I think she regrets too. But, you know, I don't think as far as her, like, doing what she did, if it was any other circumstances, I don't think she should have felt bad about it.
No,
he did wrong.
Their relationship status was terminated.
As soon as he put his lips on her.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, he broke up with her very, very obviously.
Done. She ain't got shit to apologize for.
He may as well have, like, taken out a billboard.
He did. He did. At the gala.
Yeah, you're right.
In my opinion, he did.
You're right.
So, yeah, I'm so glad she didn't apologize.
Yeah.
So glad.
Yeah, she just walks in silently, and it's amazing. And then he drives off in a snippy huff. Oh, he's so mad. He's driving mad. And then, so at the end of the last movie, it ended with the parents scheming to stop them.
The book ends.
And now we get a scene with the parents, like, taking off their cufflinks or whatever. And she says, "What have we done, Will?" And he says, "We ruined everything." And she says, "We have, haven't we? Whatever happens to them from now on is going to be our fault," which is the name of the third movie. Culpa nuestra. It's so good. Oh, but then this is the other thing you texted me about. The movie, there's one more scene in the movie, and it's her going to the cemetery to like finally slay the dragon of her dad's memory. She's going to go say goodbye to her dad. And behind this like shriveled up bouquet. Yeah, it's the bouquet she left there last time, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
She sees like some black marker sticking out from behind one of the shriveled petals. It's a metaphor for their relationship. And so then she takes the bouquet out, and Nick has written in permanent marker on the bottom of her dad's gravestone, "Noah, I'll always be your light in the darkness, Nick." And she's devastated all over again.
And I'm like, so defacing tombstones now.
Yeah, the text I got from Naima this morning was it was so good. It was, "And nothing says love like defacing a tombstone." The most appropriate place to send a missive.
That's right. On her father's tombstone.
Yeah, the most obvious medium.
Yeah.
Is the one that Nick chose. Oh my God.
Because paper just wouldn't do. No. Just text paper.
Never.
I don't know. Yeah, anything. Blimp. I don't know. Just
it's amazing.
Anything.
It's amazing.
What a way to make it about you.
Right?
I was too outdone. I was like, wow.
Oh my God.
Not land the way I think you wanted to.
That was bananas.
It was. It was. I was like, are you kidding me?
Seriously. Incredible. Oh my God, Naima, thank you so much. When I said, what do you want to recap? And she put out 3 suggestions, but I only saw this one, you know. It's all I could see.
I was hoping you picked this. I mean, it was like we had to. We had to. We had to continue it because
because it's bananas and perfect in
really
its
is.
absolute bullshittery. Like,
and I am so going to watch the next
Our
one
fault.
in October. Yeah,
and we're gonna recap it together.
Oh, almost definitely. Because if it goes according to what I read, I already have thoughts.
Yeah, Naima has a lot to say.
A lot of words.
Oh, I'm stoked about it. Oh my God. I hope there's rooms in the last movie. How are they going to get rooms in there?
Because I didn't see any rooms in the synopsis.
And there's a teaser trailer. It's just like 2 scenes, or it's not even 2 scenes. It's like 2 flash cuts or whatever.
Yeah.
I think of them at the wedding, and there's no rooms in there. So
I don't see like where would it be? Like,
I know.
I mean, they barely fit one in this one. You know,
they barely shoehorned one in.
They really did. They really. I mean, they were like,
oh. Do you think it's going to be like the bachelor party? Is that
maybe
Lion's bachelor party?
Instead of strippers, they will drag race.
Yes,
so, for old time's sake.
Yeah. One last, bout of idiocy is what they're gonna do. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So maybe that's where they will fit that in. So we'll see.
Perfect. Oh my God, I missed
Melody.
you.
I missed you too.
You're the best.
I love you, Melody.
I love you. Oh, what's your lady love?
Tell me yours first. Give me time to think.
You know what? I'm just going to go for a super easy one because we talked for about, I don't know, an hour before we actually started recording. And one of the things we talked about was my fucking garden because I'm making it bigger again. I'm ripping out more lawn. And I sent her a bunch of photos like people do with their newborn, except I never did that with my newborn. I've only done that with my garden. And it's totally normal. It's a normal way to respond and feel. But But seriously, it's bringing me so much joy. Like, not only the fruits of the labor with all the flowers and everything, because I haven't started growing a ton of edibles yet other than like herbs, but like, not only that, but like getting back out there with my shovel and just like sweating my balls off, getting all of this sod up and gifting it to people around my town so that they don't have to go buy sod. And I don't know, when people will stop and ask me about things or like, talk to me about the garden, and that makes me really happy.
Because the pictures are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. And I got a nursery recommendation from the UPS guy. So who knew gardens are the bridge, That's what connects us all. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I will say, like, I was talking with my therapist, and we were talking about like things to like stir my creativity, like instead of just like sitting there staring at the computer.
Yeah.
When I'm having a tough time writing, like what can I do? And she was like, well, what creative things do you like enjoy doing? I was like, well, I book journal. Of course, binging Lord of the Rings, that brings me happiness. And so one of the things that I just recently started to do was Autumn has started like these Lego projects.
Ooh.
And she just, they're so, so, so pretty. She just did like this like cafe, like this really cool cafe. And it's got like flowers hanging from the windows, flower like boxes in the windows and whatever.
Yeah.
So I went online and I meant to buy, like, I was like, I want to do one. I really want to do one. Because she got me in a diamond painting. I enjoyed that.
Oh, cool.
So I went online and I meant to buy this book nook of this, like, bookstore. Ended up, I pressed the wrong thing, so I now have this castle. It's like Rivendell. I'm not mad at it. It's just way bigger than I thought.
Oh, my God.
Way bigger. So it arrived last week. So me and Autumn are going to do, I'm so excited about doing it. I love so excited. Legos. Yeah. I am so excited. So that's mine. Yeah.
I love it.
Get another side of my brain working. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially since you're
I'll
making it communal too.
When it's done.
Please send me pictures of your Lego child. Thank you.
I will. I'll send you works in progress.
Yeah.
Because it's got a lot of pieces.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all, listen up. Naima has a release coming up in October. Can they pre-order it now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
You gotta go pre-order it right now. It's Naima's first dark romance.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been so long in the making, and I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
Okay, so tell them about it a little bit.
It is called Huntsman, and it's the first book in the Kingdom series, the Kingdom series. And it's based on, the series is a dark romance mafia fairy tale reimagining.
Ooh.
And so every book is about a mafia princess. It's about a witch is like a Disney princess, but she's a mafia princess, okay? So the first book, Huntsman, is Snow White and the Huntsman.
Ooh.
And her aunt is, of course, like the Wicked Queen.
Yeah.
And sends the huntsman after her to kill her.
Okay.
But it basically answers the question, what happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? Because she totally flips the script, and now he's the hunted. Yeah, she is unhinged.
Oh
and
my God.
I loved writing. And they are so, they fight. Stalking is her love language. So they're like, she is obsessed with him. So she falls first. He just doesn't know it. And like, it is so hot. It is like so dark.
Ooh.
There is one reviewer said, it's like one of my favorite lines. This book is so horny.
Yes.
Yeah. But I just really enjoyed writing it. So I hope everybody loves it. It is a really twisted take on Snow White and the Huntsman.
I love that. I cannot wait to get my ARC. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Naima's going to send me an ARC.
The final print book will have crimson red sprayed edges. So
sexy.
Yes.
That
and
is
I
so
will
exciting.
send you. I'm mailing out your ARC like as soon as we finish up here.
Yes, please.
So,
I'll be so excited. Oh my God.
I can't wait for you to read
pre-order it now. You can get it anywhere you can get books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Keep being a badass.
You too, Melody. Keep being a badass in that garden too.
Yeah. Garden times. All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, ridiculous. Thank you all for listening. I hope y'all are on this train with us because we're definitely going to recap part 3 when it finally comes out. Next week, Heaving Bosoms will be back with a crossover episode with Sarah Wendell from Smart Bitches Trashy Books. She and I are going to recap A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.